Have you ever wondered why you go into a grocery store sometimes for some simple items, some essentials, a loaf of bread, a pint of milk maybe, and you come out with a whole host of other things? Well, this video looks at the tips and the tricks that supermarkets use to get you to spend more money, and they do this on purpose. I'm going to share 5 things that supermarkets do to get you to spend extra money. So if that's something that you're interested in learning and learning how to avoid, this video is just for you. Hello and welcome. My name is Suzanne and this is Money Made Magic, and this is where we look at everything to do with budgeting and frugal living. Don't know about you, but it's a lovely day here today. It's very sunny. I've got my windows open, so apologies if there's any noise from outside. I've heard dogs barking and motorbikes roaring past. I'll try my best to minimise the sound, but to some extent I'm not really in control of all of that. It's so hot. Let's get right into that video. Let's start with something you might not have thought about. Supermarkets plan their layout using psychology. Grocery stores are intentionally designed so that you have to walk past lots of items to get to those basic essential things. They know that you're going to run in there for a pint of milk and a loaf of bread, but they want you to look at several things before buying. So I'm going to give you an example of somewhere like B&M Bargains. In my B&M Bargains, if you were to run in to get a pint of milk, for example, you'd have to walk past all of the chocolate and the crisps and the goodies to get right to the back of the store. And also in my local Morrison's, I have to walk right to the back and to the far side of the store, away from the entrance, to get to the bread, and they do it on purpose. And the high profit items, the things that they make the most money out of, they are all at eye level. So if you have a look, some of those branded items where they make lots of profit are right at eye level, so you can see them. And then the things that they don't make as much profit on will be below, down on the bottom shelf. So make sure you have a look. Make sure you sort of look at all of those levels and see what there is. Kids snacks is a good example, right at eye level. All the things that the kids really want you to buy, right at eye level. Pop-Tarts, for example, in the cereal aisle, they'll be at eye level. Yeah. All the sweeties that the kids like, they'll all be at eye level, or kids' eye level. That's the other thing that they'll do. Really interesting. Next time you go in a supermarket, you have a look. Okay, point number 2, trick number 2 they use, the fresh first trick. So as you go into a supermarket, you'll notice that very often it's all the fresh produce that's laid out first, fruit and the vegetables, fresh meat and those kinds of things. They're usually first in the supermarket, and that's done for a reason. That's done to make you feel a sense of security in a way. It's a sense of having already picked up some fresh fruit and fresh vegetables, so you feel healthy. You think, wow, I've done really healthy, so now I can go and buy some crisps or some chocolate. That's okay. And they do that for a reason. Usually this produce is bright and colourful, so brightly coloured oranges and strawberries and all of that. It's all pretty, and just to make you feel really comfortable in the store. Number 3 is the music and lighting, so using your senses to draw you in to buy. So you'll notice that the music in a supermarket is usually very soothing. It might be light pop music, it might be a bit of modern jazz in the background, and it tends to slow your physiological responses down a little bit. You become a little bit calmer, and then you start to slow down a little bit, which means that you're spending more time looking at the aisles and looking at the produce in the aisles. And the longer you spend looking at the produce in the aisles, the more likely you are to pick something up and buy it. The other thing they do is clever lighting, so they make the produce look absolutely gorgeous because they've got it lit beautifully. And also the other thing they do is they work with aromas. So very often they will be doing things like, if they have a cafe, for example, they'll make sure that you can smell that fresh brewed coffee to tempt you to buy coffee in the store. It may be 11 o'clock in the morning, they're doing breakfasts in that cafe. That's more likely to tempt you to go in and buy bacon and eggs and things like that, because you can smell it cooking. A very famous brand, not a supermarket, but a good example, and I saw this on a programme once, a very famous cosmetic brand who sell lovely things for the bath used to pipe their scent into the street so you could smell it from about 100 yards away. Very tempting then to go in and buy something from there. And their free samples, supermarket or otherwise, are not just free, they're there to tempt you to buy something. So the shop assistant who is standing there with a free piece of cheese or a bit of sausage roll or whatever it is, that's there to tempt you to buy something. The idea is they want you to buy the full produce and not just to give you a little taste of something. So number 4 is their pricing. Have you ever seen things that are priced at £4.99 instead of £5, or £99 instead of £100? That's to make you think that it's cheaper, and it's only a penny cheaper, really. It's not that much. But psychologically it does work. It's only for something. It's actually nearly £5. It's actually only 9 something. It's actually nearly £10. Whatever it is, that's done for a reason. The use of the £4.99 or £10.99 or whatever it is makes you think that you're spending less. The other thing is the buy one get one half price offers, or 2 for 3, for example. That's another interesting one. They are there to get you to buy. So you might see the buy one get one half price and you might think, oh, if I just buy that one, I'll get that one half price. But actually, what if you didn't want that thing in the first place? And that often happens. You've gone in, you've got your list, and you've gone off your list, and then you've gone and bought that box of chocolate fingers because you've got one half price. That's not a deal, because you didn't want that in the first place. So the advice is stick to your list, really, and don't be fooled by the buy one get one half price offers. It's very, very tempting to do that. And they often use the word limited. So they might say, this offer only this weekend, buy it now, it's gone forever. Clothing stores do this. They have a reel of clothes often. It's not necessarily on sale, but it'll say something like, buy it now or it's gone forever. And you see this item and you think, oh my goodness, if I don't buy it now, I'll never see it again. Actually, it's rubbish, because of course you'll see it again. They'll have it somewhere else, or there'll be something like it on Amazon. Don't be fooled by their urgency and their offers. If you weren't prepared to buy at full price, don't buy it at all. The other thing along that note is the yellow labels, the yellow and orange labels. The stuff that's been marked down. It's marked down for a reason. It is usually marked down because it's about to run out of date. But be careful with them, because some of them are great, don't get me wrong. I've had, punnets of strawberries and punnets of blueberries and things, and I've been able to use them. But sometimes you go in and you see a great big pack of coleslaw and it's reduced by maybe a third, but it's got to be used by that day. Now, if you haven't got a big family to use that up for, you're going to throw that out. And if you look at the price, it might be cheaper to go and buy Store's own brand that's in date. Be very careful with those labels. And the other thing about that is, if you wouldn't normally buy a ready meal and you go in and you see a ready meal that's been reduced from £3.50 to £2.50, have a think about whether you would have bought that ready meal and eaten it at full price. Because sometimes they're not good value. Sometimes it's much better value for you to buy a pack of fresh meat and some accompanying vegetables, and for you to make something, and you get better value out of that. So be very careful with those. And number 5, the last one, is the long store checkout strategy. So supermarkets have this lovely strategy of making their checkout access quite long. So you have to stand for quite a while in a queue next to things like the chocolate and the crisps and the nuts and the pop. And they're all there to tempt you. I've been tempted myself. Stood in the queue thinking, oh look, there's some pop there. I don't normally drink pop, but I'm thirsty and I'm tired. I've had a bit of a long day. I've done my months shopping. I just want to go and sit down, and there's that lovely fresh bottle of pop there. I'm thinking I'll just put one of them in my basket. I'll just have a packet of crisps. I'll just have a bar of chocolate, and they're not on offer. They're all at full price. So just be careful of that, those long checkout queues. Next time you're in the store, remember, it's all designed to make you spend money. When you know the game, you can play the game back. So remember, when you go shopping, take your list and don't go off that. Only buy what's on your list. If you can find it cheaper than you normally do, that's brilliant. Don't be fooled by some of the offers. Don't be the person that goes in for a loaf of bread and a bottle of milk and comes out with £40 worth of stuff that you didn't know you needed. The best thing to do is to eat from fresh produce, your vegetables and your meat, and maybe your loaf of bread, your pasta and your rice, and then leave the rest alone. That's the best advice I can give you. Believe you, when you start shopping like that, you spend less time in the grocery store. It's amazing. So if this video has been helpful for you, please let me know in the comments. If you've liked the video, don't forget to give it a like. Subscribe if you're not already, if you want to see more videos like this. And I hope whatever you're doing for the rest of the day, you have a really good time and enjoy whatever grocery shopping you're going to do. And I'll see you in another video. Bye.